everybody. Welcome to When All Balls Drop virtual book signing. My name is Heidi Siefkas. I am the author of said inspirational memoir. I'm ecstatic to say that my story has come to fruition, and we finally launched When All Balls Drop this Tuesday, and it's been a spectacular 6 days. And I just wanted to say thank you for joining me, as I have fans, friends, and my clan joining me from all across the globe. And I'm coming to you from Fort Lauderdale, and I may not be here for long, as I don't stay in one place too often. So I figured a virtual signing would be just absolutely perfect. So before we start, a couple housekeeping things. I am going to mute everyone, and it's not because I don't want to hear your questions or comments, but it's because some people have dogs, some people have kids, some people have cell phones that are going to be ringing, and there's other people that are probably somewhat listening to football scores in the background. So it could be an interruption to our conversation. So if you don't mind, if you have questions, you're going to see in the left-hand side of your monitor there's a chat function up at your upper left-hand corner. If you click on that, you'll be able to comment, ask some questions. If you click on that now, you should see that I have a welcome message for you, as well as please post your questions or comments there. So there may be some people that are joining minute by minute. I'll try to mute them so that you don't hear their dogs, their cell phones, etc. And so let's get to, the meat and potatoes of all of this. The launch was on Tuesday, and it went very smoothly. And I'm happy to announce that many positive, actually five-star reviews came out of the launch. And so I wanted to share just 4 of them with you. 2 were from critics. The others were from a blogger, as well as from voracious readers, perhaps like yourselves. So I'll start with the first, which is from Midwest Book Review, and her name is Diane Donovan. When All Balls Drop is a powerful chronicle of ultimate change and recovery. This is its strength, pointing out the light at the end of the tunnel. How Siefkas arrives at this point makes for a powerful story of adjustment and ultimately newfound growth and happiness. When I received that in my inbox this week, I say that was definitely a 2 thumbs up Siskel and Ebert, if not even better. So then, as I'm a self-published author, I wanted to also have the self-publishing review give their 2 cents. And they said, When All Balls Drop is a hopeful story for women who want to see the bright side of their own misfortunes. Written by a spirited and tenacious author, I would recommend When All Balls Drop for anyone who feels a kinship to a story that may enable a search for a way forward on their fateful life path. So from 2 critics, they gave me, I would say, stellar reviews, but I also want people to come from the blogosphere, as well as readers as yourselves, to vocalize your opinion of my memoir. And this came from a blogger. Her name is Sage Adderley, and she also has a Goodreads and Amazon account, and she said, 5 stars. It feels a bit twisted to say how much you loved a memoir written by a woman who shares her tragic story of breaking her neck and ending her marriage, but it was truly an inspirational story. This memoir is about Heidi's recovery in all the ways you can imagine: physical, mental, and spiritual, in a non-religious, eye-opening way. I felt all the feelings while reading this, and love that I love the phrase, "Here's to looking up." So, mahalo to Sage Adderley for giving me 5 stars. And this last one comes from an Amazon reader, and her name is Kay. This book is a must-read. For anyone who has been faced with adversity, it's very inspirational. Heidi shows us how to overcome some of life's common and Uncommon Obstacles. I can't wait for the sequel. So in starting with reviews, I just wanted to let you know that it has been absolutely well received. I am stoked, flabbergasted, and my dream has come to fruition to share my story with you on the 5th anniversary of the life-altering event that happened in Poughkeepsie, New York in 2009. And I would like to ask you that after we're done with this program, please read When All Balls Drop and give your feedback on Goodreads, Amazon, and to social media. So let's get to some thank yous. When All Balls Drop was released on Tuesday, but there were some people that weren't so patient to wait until launch and have been contacting me every way possible to get an advanced copy. And lo and behold, I have a lot of people to thank for badgering me and sending me their feedback early. They have received some personalized copies as well as some e-versions of this book, and it is spread very quickly. So I wanted to say thank you to Martha in California, Flavia in Miami, Trish in the Florida Keys, a boatload here in Fort Lauderdale, Vanessa, Jazz, Patty, and Betty. I've got 2 Dougs, one in Ohio and one in the Southamptons. That's not the only one from New York, because I have Danny in Manhattan, thank you, Carolyn and Christina in Boynton and Delray Beach. Not to forget our Red Sox fans, we've got Janet up in Boston, Mary in Indiana, Bill and Jana in Missouri, Carla in Connecticut, Aaron and Barbara in Tucson, Arizona. We've got Reese in Honolulu, another group out of Wisconsin. Go figure, the Cheeseheads are supporting me. Angie, Kevin, Karina, Aaron, Joyce, and Mike. And we have a family, the Rebows, that have gotten copies to Seattle, Nashville, Tennessee, Florence, Oregon, and Byron in British Columbia. So this may be the first virtual book signing for many of you that are on the call. It's no different than an actual book signing in person. Here's the book. I'm actually going to open to one of the beginning pages, and I'm going to personalize copies. So it's no different, and there have been many of you that have purchased the book online on my website that requested a personalization. Thank you so much. And here's your live signing, although we may not be in the same place, same time zone, or even spending the same currency. So the first one is going out to Olga. Olga, and I'm going to date it as 9/7/14. You may know that I dedicated this book to women who want it all. And so I'm writing to her, to a woman who wants it all. She mentioned that she had a story to tell, and I'm going to say, I know there's a book inside of you. And I'm going to end it with my mantra, which is here's to looking up. And my name, Heidi Siefkas. So Olga, thank you very much, and I'll send it off tomorrow. The next one is for Angel. Angel is originally from Wisconsin, and she's now in Kansas. And I'm going to dedicate as well to her, to a woman who wants it all. And she happens to be a childhood friend. So I'm going to tell her thanks for a lifelong friendship. Here's to looking up. And my signature, which has gotten worse, by the way, over the years. Thank you, Angel. The next is going to actually a couple, and this is for Joanna and Mike. I think you're currently in Virginia, but I met you in Honolulu. And it's not only women that read this book, but also male readers too. So I'm going to say to a couple who wants it all. And congratulations, by the way. Here's to looking up. And my signature. So congratulations on your marriage. Here's your signed first copy, well, your first edition of When All Balls Drop, from Fort Lauderdale to somewhere in Virginia. Next is going to Renee. Renee, an inspirational woman herself. To a woman who wants it all, thanks for your support. Here's to looking up. And my John Hancock. Pretty soon I'm going to need a stamp. Thank you, Renee. And as I was telling you, it's not only women that read this book. The message and the wisdom of looking up is something for all genders, all races, all ethnicities, nationalities. This is for Chris. And I have a very personal and heartfelt message to write to Chris. I have to thank him for the brilliant idea of Look Up Day, which is a day that I celebrate with you and share with the world on the 27th, which is to commemorate the day that I had my life-altering run-in with the 1,000-pound tree limb. And it turned into this perspective change that I call looking up. And so I'm going to thank him here in his book. Chris, thank you for your brilliant idea of Look Up Day. Here's to looking up. And Heidi Siefkas. Thank you, Chris. That'll be going off to Ohio tomorrow. And the last one for the day, because I'm not going to keep you here for an hour. I know that it's Sunday Fun Day, and you've got many things on your list to do, including reading your personalized copy of When All Balls Drop. This last one is for Dr. R. And this one I'm not going to be mailing off, but I'm going to personally deliver it to him here in Florida. Thanks for being the captain of my ship. And here's to looking up. When you receive your copies, you'll see that there is a vignette that is titled The Captain of My Ship, and you'll learn about Dr. R's role in my recovery and life change. And thank you, Dr. R. So if those of you that are watching have yet to receive a copy, whether you want a personalized copy, you can visit my website, HeidiSiefkas.com, and look for the books navigation, and at the bottom of that page there'll be an option for you to purchase via PayPal. For those of you that want a regular print copy to give away to a friend or an ebook, I'm on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or your favorite online bookseller, as well as some independent venues, as well as bookstores in Hawaii, Massachusetts, Florida, and Wisconsin, and the list will continue to grow. So I guess before I get to VIP invites to, I guess, up-and-coming events, I wanted to take a couple questions. And I asked if you wanted to, prior to the virtual book signing, if you had any questions. You could submit them via Google+, or right now if you wanted to submit them either through the chat function or through, there should be a Q&A that you see on your left-hand sidebar. Either way, I can address them. I'll start with some of them that came in early, and that should allow some time if you have any questions. If you don't, you can easily give them to me when they come to you as you're reading When All Balls Drop through Google+, Facebook, or via my website. Okay? So, via... Sorry if I look like a little dazed and confused. I have to actually look at the computer screen and talk at the same time and answer questions. This is multitasking on steroids. So first one, let's see. This is one that came to me via Twitter, and it's a common question. I'm going to select it, and the question is, can you explain the title, When All Balls Drop? A lot of people get confused when they hear the title. Although it is catchy, sometimes people say When All Balls Fall, or something similar. At the time of my life-changing accident, I was juggling a lot of things, and I believe most of us do this now. A career, a relationship, a healthy lifestyle, maybe being a homeowner. You have a lot on your plate. And what happened to me is, in one fell swoop, I broke my neck, I was unconscious, my health was questionable, I had a long recovery. Also, my marriage turned out to be the wrong relationship for me, as well as my employer forced me to resign. So a lot of those balls, actually all of them, fell to the ground. So that's where the title When All Balls Drop comes from. Another one here, this is a question coming from one of our viewers in the New England area, which is where a large majority of my recovery took place. And the question is, at what point in the healing process did you realize that you were getting stronger? And my recovery process, at least physically and mentally, was about 9 months. And I honestly did not feel that I was getting any stronger until I was back in South Florida. The accident happened in New York. I spent about 4 months living out of a suitcase and recovering physically, and only dealing with that component of my full-blown life catastrophe. So I came back to Florida and seeing things that were familiar to myself, my own home, my own friends, my car, a neighborhood. All of that rekindled my former life, and that I was getting better. And that's when I started rebuilding my life piece by piece. So it took time and getting back to where I called home. Let's see. I have another question here waiting in the wings. I'm going to make sure that I don't have any other questions. Okay, so this is actually a very good one to kind of wrap up with. And it's a question that was asked to me through 3 virtual blog tours that I'm doing this month. And it's, what are you currently working on? As you can see, I'm hosting a virtual blog or a virtual book signing from my dining room in Fort Lauderdale. I am promoting the book myself through press releases, in-person events, virtual events, as well as continuing to write. I am writing a sequel to When All Balls Drop, and it's going to pick up where this book leaves off. I'm going to return to my hometown in Wisconsin, so I'm revisiting my roots, to then spark some changes in South Florida, where I'll let you in on a secret. I change where I live, I start dating again, and I find a job. So entering the world as someone who is a recovered survivor of an accident and life change. And it has a central theme in it, which is the healing components of travel, whether that's going back to your hometown or going to a completely foreign country. And at the end of my sequel is a really crucial component of my total life change, which was a walkabout to South America. And I went hiking through Patagonia, saw my first glacier, and hiked Torres del Paine, drank Malbec in Argentina, and tangoed in Buenos Aires. So that's what I'm currently working on. I'm planning on releasing it around the same time next year. So I've got some work ahead of me. So I'll check to see if there are any other questions coming in. If not, I want to let you in on at least some things that are up and coming. I am going to do other virtual events, whether they're readings or signings, but I do have a list of some things that are going on both here in Florida, other places in the U.S., and believe it or not, some international signings that are going on. So this month, September 30th in Cooper City, Florida, I am going to be doing a signing from 6:30 to 8:30. I am venturing back to the Midwest at the beginning of October. October 3rd, I'll be doing a reading in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and October 4th in Trempealeau, Wisconsin. I will be going to the other side of the pond later in October. I have 2 international book signings, one in Roma, Italia on October 12th at 6 p.m. and in Toscana, so in Tuscany on October 17th, also at 6 p.m. I'll be returning to South Florida, and I'm leaving the weekend of October 24th and 25th open. For those of you that know, Oprah has the Life That You Want tour out, and she's featuring Elizabeth Gilbert as well as Deepak Chopra, and that weekend they'll be in Miami. So I'm waiting for my invite, Oprah, as well as my VIP pass. So I'm still keeping that open. If not, I'm going to crash that party. And on November 14th, I'll be back in Kauai. I'll be doing a sign-in at 5:30 in Hanapepe for Hanapepe's Art Night. And although this is just kind of a rundown of the current events, there will be some more that we'll be adding, as well as independent bookstores and venues across the country, and also internationally they'll be carrying When All Balls Drop. You can keep posted on all of that, as well as ask questions on HeidiSiefkas.com. That's HeidiSiefkas.com. I know most people flip the vowels in both of my names. They've been mistaken throughout my entire life. But also on Facebook and Google+. And I guess I would like to leave you with, I am so happy that the launch went smoothly. It has been so successful thus far, and I want to ask for your help. If you don't already have a copy of When All Balls Drop, purchase it. Get your ebook version, your print version, or your personalized copy, and take a picture for me where you're reading it. To me, it would mean the world to see where you're enjoying my story, and perhaps those hearts that I will touch. And if you could do me another favor, I know I'm asking so many, but if you could share your feedback on Goodreads or Amazon, as well as your friends on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or any other social media that you're on. It's going to take my clan and many supporters to make When All Balls Drop and Looking Up as big as it deserves. So I end this with a big thank you, a mahalo, a gracias, and my customary thumbs up, and here's to looking up. Thank you for joining me. Until next time.